About your project that you mentioned, Balkan Journey, mainly oriented toward women and youth.
No, and alternative leadership.
Alternative leadership.
Yeah, so what we're looking at is women's economic empowerment, because we think if you get that right, it will seed economic growth in the Balkans. Let's deal with the disaffection of young people in the Balkans. We know they're leaving by droves, but actually, when you survey them, that if you got the politics right and the opportunity right, and actually made agreements to travel between, they'd stay potentially. And when we're not doing that,
When
we're
you
not
survey
creating...
them, in the case of our country especially, it's horrifying because the huge percentage of the young people have a very, very conservative ideas, which is surprising, but that's the fact.
But you have to look at longitudinally. That's changed over the past 5 years to 10 years, that kind of figure. But I think that's also to do with how this country's been treated in the past 5. But you can see what we want to do is, what kind of incentives could the Balkan leaders create to keep young people in the Balkans? But also to create kind of some freedom of movement, but also Erasmus, different types of Erasmus programs with EU countries. What kind of stuff could you do to really create better incentives for startups, for young people and women? It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. And if I challenge anyone who hasn't been, if you go to Pristina, if you go to Tirana, you come here, you go to other cities of the Western Balkans, you can smell the opportunity. You can smell the sense of growth. You can see there's young entrepreneurs who really want to rebuild their cities. The leaders need to get their acts together and actually behave in a way that enables that community and generation of young people to stay and make it work in their cities. Because the cities are equivalent to you can just imagine that some of these cities are going to be the places people want to come to in the next 10 years if the right thing is done. So
it's nice what you're saying. Well, I agree. There are a lot of opportunities